Hello, thank you for clicking on my video. If you're watching this video, it's because you are about to take your FNP boards. And trust me, I was in your position doing the exact same thing you were doing, researching, trying to find the best resources to set me up for success as I walked into that day to take my boards. And so just a quick background, I've only been an NP now, working for 6 months. COVID kind of slowed things up, but I took my test, I believe it was like the last Saturday in January of 2020, and I passed it on the first try. And these are just a few of the resources and a few of the tips and techniques that I used prior to that date. And so some of these resources I used prior to even like studying for the boards. There were some resources I used while I was in school that really helped me study, because I like to work smarter, not harder. I don't read books. Even in nursing school, I just don't like to read. Either by notes or charts or just the easiest way to learn stuff. That's my way of thinking. So I wanted to find something that would not waste my time. Okay, and so hopefully these resources help you. The number one resource that I can recommend that I truly believed was like the deal breaker in me passing, because there's just so much to know, and it's just like drinking through a fire hydrant. You hear that cliche all the time, it truly does feel that way, does it not? Is the Latina Walden perhaps. Anyway, I will link that down in the description, her website. She is a nurse practitioner, and she does like a crash course, and it's like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, $90, $75-ish. And she gives you these keywords and phrases to lock onto and look into, and truly helped me pass my boards. I walked in with a vote of confidence, and when I saw my first question in there that came off for her, like almost verbatim what she was talking about, that helped ease my anxiety. The second resource that I also recommend is the Leik Book, and I'm sure many of you have already heard this if you've owned this book, but this book is absolutely amazing. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. I love this book. I have this book in my office. I use it as a resource when I cannot find what I need or need some help. It's very concise, straight to the point, easy to read, kind of just gives you the skim of the surface information that you need to know about a certain topic. Another book that's comparable to this is the Fiztgerald book, and I mixed feelings about this book. I recommend it, but when it came down to it, I did not use this book that much to study towards the last week. There's just so much to know. I did go through her tests before the chapter she has tests, but there came a point where I had so many resources, I just literally had to just say, you know what, I gotta pick to one, and this is it. So that was the Leik Book. But again, both Leik and the Fiztgerald will be down in the description off Amazon. They're about $70 a piece, give or take. Another resource that I recommend is, if you can afford to do this, is to go to a live course. Now, I did not have the luxury to go to a live course, but I was able to purchase one that was like MP3 player that I would have on my phone. So when I was working out at the gym, when I was driving my poor fiance, my wife now, but my fiance at the time, she got an earful of study material. So it is by APEA by Dr. Holier, and she is absolutely amazing. It's about a $400 course, but I highly recommend this course. She's fun, she's engaging, she keeps you entertained. That course is the reason why I was able to memorize my murmurs, and she uses Peyton Manning as a reference to that, and being from Colorado and Denver Bronco fan, that truly hit home and helped me memorize things. But she also helped me memorize hepatitis, and I work in corrections now as a provider, and so I deal with a lot of hepatitis, and so this has helped me now, even from then on, carry over to now to what I'm doing, working with the population that I work with. I also did some of those testing banks that you could purchase. Do I recommend them? You know, I can't say they did or didn't help. I truly don't. I learn best by doing test questions based off of the rationale, like either why I didn't get it wrong. But again, I know I did recommend those. I did have a few apps that you can download off of, I have iPhone, so Apple Store. I had a few of those apps on my phone that I would walk around with, and while I was at clinicals or just whatever, watching TV, I would go through some questions. And so, I feel like I truly prepared. But again, I spent a bunch of time in your position, watching YouTube videos, watching other people's stories, and just preparing to be the best. And I was blessed enough to pass on my first try. It's 150 questions, and I truly thought that this test was easier than both the LPN NCLEX and the RN NCLEX. It's a lot more straight down to the point. They're not trying to trick you up. Either you know it or you don't, and I guarantee you know this. Just don't second guess yourself. And I think that's the problem, is there's so many resources that we can kind of second guess ourselves, which is why I chose the Leik Book to study off of, because I didn't want to contradict myself in my studying or in my thought process while I was taking these tests. So again, everything will be linked down into the description on what I used. But again, I want to leave you with this. Just walk in there with confidence. You know this stuff, okay? If you're this far, you know it, okay? Again, it's just recalling it and taking it to that test. One thing I did was I walked in there and I said a prayer, and I said, good Lord, you have called me to this occupation. You have called me to this journey from the time I started nursing to the day I took the test. You have called me here. And if you've called me to it, you will get me through it. And I was blessed enough to see that come to fruition. So, best of blessings to you. I know you can do this.